Hello and welcome back. My name is Tom Graves Cooper, your humble logo design expert, and today we are following our car manufacturing logo series. Today we are looking at Dodge. So without further ado, let's dive on in. This is the Dodge logo as it stands today. It's an intersected neon red triangle. That's not how I remember it as a kid, but that is how it is in the moment. As always, here's a bit of history. So starting at the turn of the century, like with lots of these American car manufacturers, we've got a DB monogram, which isn't dreadful. Weirdly, I did a DB monogram a while back now. I'll see if I can dig it up. I'll tag it if I do get it done in time. And this is that, and then we go through, and I saw that and I thought, wow, that looks like a Star of David, assuming that the Dodge brothers were then Jewish. I researched it and it turns out that they're not, which intrigued me that they should represent their brand in such capacity. Moving into the 20s through to the 50s, we've got quite straightforward typeface. But for this era, that's relatively contemporary typeface, I'd say. And then into the 50s, into the 60s, they've turned into a sports brand, it looks like, with these boomerangs. And then in the 60s, we see a hint of what it is today. Into the mid 60s, we see again, for the 60s, I'd say that's quite a contemporary typeface. If you disagree, fair enough. And then into the 80s, they just add this little star pentagram sort of pentagon number, which seems to appear on a variety of these logos at one point or another, and I'm guessing it's because they're part of a larger manufacturing company. From the 90s through to the noughties, this is the badge that I recognise to Dodge with the Ram. And then from the noughties to now, we've got this typeface, it seems, with the intersected triangle, which was resurrected from the 60s, but it looks like they've just added this neon red glow to it. Doesn't scream a lot of character in my opinion, and I don't know how these two actually live side by side. Do these chevrons go, or do they just disappear? Is the typeface underneath this triangular mark? I'm not sure. But as always, I went from here and I dived straight into Procreate to sketch some ideas. And like I said, I really wanted to grab some form of character of the Dodge Ram. So I was looking at that, and I was looking at a triangle. I was trying to use the current triangle, but I'd flip it so it was inverted, so the point of the triangle was at the bottom, to try and then fit the ram into it. So I doodled lots of rams and so on and so forth. I'm trying to work out how it could work, which led me down this avenue, which led me to here, and this is the one I settled upon. And then from here it is in comparison to the current logo. So we still have some form of that triangular intersected shape, but like I say, I've just flipped it, and I've reintroduced a ram from what the mid 90s. I've made the ram a little bit more aggressive and simplified it a little bit from where it was a little bit convoluted, where the horns overlapped themselves and the face just looked a little bit lackadaisical. So yeah, that's been my compromise. As always, please do let me know your thoughts as to whether or not you like this or dislike it. Next week will be our final American logo, which will be Chrysler, and then from there we're heading over to Europe. I'm not sure which one we'll start with in Europe, but maybe Peugeot. Bit of lion action. Like I say, please do like, share, comment on here, and I will catch you at the next one. Have a fantastic week. Stay creative, guys. Take care. Bye.